He has promised more than he can deliver to both blacks and whites. And it is interesting to see how he's going to resolve this.
Mandela's next campaign stop, a few hours after addressing militant squatters in Ivory Park, is a fundraising dinner for the white business community in Pretoria. The ANC needs to reassure these white voters, even though few will actually vote for the party. If Mandela is to satisfy the expectations of black voters, he needs economic growth, and this audience can help him achieve it.
Many whites look at him as something of a great white hope, actually, insofar as he is fairly mild in the sense that he does not seriously threaten their continued good life in South Africa. And in lots of ways, he will be able to deliver to them what apartheid failed to, and this is international legitimacy, the lifting of sanctions, and South Africa's economic reintegration with the world. Most white people's quality of life won't change.
We are very much aware of the concerns of the minority. We are aware of the advantageous position that you hold, that you are the key in the building of a new South Africa. You have nothing to fear from a government of the African National Congress. I thank you.
I would certainly think that Mr. Mandela is a visionary man. He's got great visions for South Africa. Apart from being very eloquent, I think it was absolutely an experience listening to the man.
I really truly respect him, and I have sympathy for him for what he had to go through, and I was terribly impressed.
The principal beneficiaries of the new political settlement will be whites and a small black elite of roughly 1.5 million. The problem is not the 1.5 million blacks, but the majority of black society that is uneducated or undereducated, unemployed or underemployed, who are not going to benefit much, at least initially, from the political settlement.
In the great effort to create a new society and a new nation, we dare not fail. History and the world will judge us very harshly if we do not do what is just and correct. We will not have a second chance. I wish this conference success.
January 1994, the ANC's special conference debates the party's reconstruction and development program. Its plan to reform South Africa.
Amandla! Viva ANC, viva! Comrades, our people are not asking for yachts. They are not asking for holiday houses. They are not asking for thousands of rands in a safe deposit. Our people ask for water, for toilets, for jobs, for taps, for rights to health, for living wages. Those are the things that our people expect of us. And we have no business. In fact, we have no desire to begin to entertain any notions of scaling down those expectations.
On the campaign trail, South Africa's president-in-waiting launches his party's manifesto and his vision for the future.
There are those who would like us to believe that the past does not exist, that decades of apartheid rule have suddenly disappeared. but the economic and social devastation of apartheid remains. Our country is in a mess.
Do you regret apartheid?
Yes, I did say so. I said, we are sorry for the mistakes of the past and for the mistakes due to apartheid. And what is important now is to look at how we can repair it as fast as possible. And that is why not only I'm grateful for the fact that we could settle the political and constitutional differences through negotiations, bringing about the new constitution, but that we have also decided that we have to work together in the process of socio-economic reconstruction, which will hopefully lead to the repair that is necessary as far as the mistakes of the past is concerned.
I think it's important that we must remember our past in this country. I think it's important to act as a beacon to those of us who will become the new custodians of our people's future. That we must remember, in the same way that people remember the Holocaust, we must never forget what happened under apartheid, so that nobody will ever take a public office in this country and actually get away with anything which vaguely resembles apartheid.
At last, the day is arriving when we can all vote for a government of our choice. This is tribute, above all, to the efforts and sacrifices of millions of South Africans. The ANC's vision of a South Africa in which people live in peace and with equal opportunities is an ideal which sustained me during the 27 years in prison. It is an ideal for which I was prepared to sacrifice my life. Now is the time. Let God bless Africa. I thank you.
How do you feel about the future? Do you feel
good?
Hopeful?
I feel real good. I deplore the violence, but overall, I think that our chances are very, very good for bringing it off. We are a remarkable country. When you think that before 1990, certain things were illegal. Blacks could not live in areas designated for whites. They do so now. And the sky hasn't fallen in. And what is even more remarkable is that people who before accepted that it was legal and moral now are accepting something that has turned apartheid on its head. People go to the same schools. Yes, we still have the aberrations where children are stopped because of being the wrong color. But more and more, you would say, the bulk of people in South Africa are saying, hey, it is actually possible to live as one people. It is possible to use the resources, the substantial resources that God has given us in this country, not for the benefit of just one small clique, but for all of us. Hey, why were we so stupid for so long?